Welcome back to the Garage Gym. My name is Stevie Richards. In today's video, we have a full review of what's right in front of me here, the TibBarGuy Nordic Back Extension version 2. Here's a spoiler. For the limited amount of time I've used this, it's awesome. And why has it been limited? And why is this review so severely delayed, which I apologize to the company many, many times. By the way, they sent this out for review. They have no input on this video besides the questions I asked before uploading to get a clearer picture about certain things I'm not familiar with, but the thoughts and opinions of this review are mine and have not been influenced by the company at all. So the review has been delayed for the exact reason I accepted the offer to review this product is because I'm having a lot of back issues. I recently got an injection in my spine, which has bought me, hopefully, months to really train properly, strengthen the parts of my body that are obviously weak right now, where that disc is slipping out and touching a nerve. Also, I am going to get a trainer. I plan to go to a performance facility in order to train properly. But stuff like this and the exercises that the Nordic Back Extension version 2 advertises are right in line with my, well, it feels like 3 years or 3+ years on my road to recovery when it comes to my back. So this piece of equipment right here, I'm going to give my honest opinion right now because I'm only using it in a limited capacity. It can do much more than I'm going to show in this video, but please stick with me. I will have updated reviews as I learn to use more exercises efficiently and, most importantly, correctly with this particular piece of equipment. All right, so let's talk about the number one exercise that I accepted the offer from the company for the review for, and that's part of the name of this piece of equipment, Nordic curls. And you might think, well, this isn't really in that position for a Nordic curl. It's more like a back extension, which this also does. And you can also do what I'm doing right now with the Nordic curl and taking a modified adjustment to it. This can go even higher, but these are modified Nordic curls right here. You can also do modified back extensions with different levels here. And we're going to talk about transforming from one exercise to the next and some of the stuff that might be a little bit clunky, but it comes along with the fact you have a convergence device right here and a small footprint. So there's going to be a little bit of clunkiness going from one exercise to the next. But these rollers right here adjust. These are pretty durable rollers. Keep in mind, this roller right here is also going to be used for another exercise that I look forward to and don't look forward to, that I dread all at the same time. But as we look at this right here, I'm going to go in for a modified Nordic curl, and it's pretty tight right here with the two rollers, which is what I want. My knees are right here for the Nordic curl. So basically, what you do is you resist going down, which most people can do it totally flat. That's like the goal that I have. But in this modified form, which is not the highest setting, so it's about the second most modified position for the Nordic curl, I just resist, come down, and then push myself back up. So I'm trying to resist, hold, squeeze, and I don't quite have the form and the motion down. That's why I want to reach out to the company for some guidance on form and also go to a personal trainer at a sports performance facility. But I can feel it. Even in the modified form right here, the modified setting, I can totally feel it. And I really have to watch my lower back and gauge it and be careful with it. But this is the most modified position. Next, what we're going to show is how you can go up and down into different angles of this for the different exercises. So here you have the adjustment points right here, and it's marked off by 20 degrees, 25, 30, and then 45, and has an X to where you can't go past that. Also, we have this little stopper right here, which goes right into here if you want maybe a 5% or something like that, or a little bit up from flat, or you need to get this out of the way, and it goes completely flat. Now, this is one point right here where... What? Siri? That was Siri. I don't understand what that was. They're always listening. They're always watching. So this is very important right here because this leads to what I'm saying, minor, some stuff is major, but mostly minor clunkiness with a machine that does 4 in 1. It does more than one exercise. And this right here, this adjustment is something that gets in the way. So as I try to put it down, also there tends to be like a little bit of stickiness here, but I realize I have not used this much, so I don't know if there's a break-in period for this, but as I try to push it down, see, and it slams down. There's like a sticking point somewhere there in the middle, and now we're in the flat position for the Nordic curl, which I am not going to attempt, but also you can do other exercises from this flat position right here. But once again, when I go to pick it up, I got to go underneath here. And when my back was really hurting, that was something there. There we go. See how it kind of jams up until you get past a certain point, and then it just gets very, very clunky right there. And I don't know, like I said, is there a break-in period for this? But if you have a bad back like I do right now and it was hurting, this is really going to just tweak that back. But it's like kind of like an oxymoron. You use this piece of equipment to strengthen your lower back, your lower body and everything. But this particular adjustment right here can really, really tweak your back. It just did, and my back felt fine before that. So please, please be careful. But once again, that might just be something in the initial break-in period you want to be aware of. So I talked about back extensions. This pad needs to come off for the back extension. And we have a pulley right here, a little adjustment that pulls all the way out. And then it goes in right there. And there's a hole right on the other side. Once again, this can be a little bit clunky once you get in there. Like, I have not used this more than 4 or 5 times, so there might be a break-in period. It feels like it was looser than the first time that I used it, and then the second was a little bit looser. So I can put this in pretty quickly now. Like you can see, it's a tight fit. So I just want to be aware of that. There, and it's just like that. If you want to switch from back extensions to that modified Nordic curl, take it right off here, put it down, and now we're ready, almost ready for back extensions. We have a lot of space right here, so just like most machines, you need to move it down to where you really can do that back extension efficiently and have good ergonomics. So let's take a closer look at what that looks like. All right, so we have this space right here, and obviously I cannot do back extensions like this. As a matter of fact, I don't know if I can do back extensions yet because I still have to kind of be very mindful of that lower back area. So we go right here, and I can show right here that it was much easier. This was something, especially with the pad right here, I would have to lift this up and see how my finger can get caught right here and get cut. So please be careful with that, because once I let this go, I'm trying to get this down here. There we go. So once I get past that point of this, I can pull it out, push it in, and the pad needs to be lifted up over that lip. So if you get stuck there, that's what's going on. But more importantly, once you get past that, of course, you can slice your finger or really jam it on that little piece of metal right here. So lift the pad up, let it clear, and then go into the back extension position. Now, right here we have a 25-degree angle. So this is a modified version or just a different angle. If I want to bring that up to 45, once again, it's right there. And there's 45 at the top. You can see the difference of the angle. And now it feels like it's a little bit easier to move around. In certain positions, the adjustment is very, very tight. And of course, like I said, this pad here going into this, and it's obviously there for reinforcement, but you can really clip your finger or cut it or get it jammed up. What I'm going to do with the back extension is pull it down to about 35 degrees. And there you go. I can even go 25 or 30. I'm not going to do the exercise, like I said, because I'm feeling a little trepidatious right now. But see, this is a little bit high right now. So what I'm going to need to do is lower this one more. Take it right here and then lower it there, right under there. So I'm just going to hold this from this part and lower one more and see where we're at. Once you get the angle you want and everything, you definitely want to write it down if there is a number associated with it. But right here, I'm in a good spot to come down right there. I can go lower one more, but this is about as tight as I want. It can go a little bit lower, and I can use these handles to come back up. And I'm not going to do the hyperextension like I said, but the rollers are in a good position right here, and that feels okay. I can get in and out very easily. Like I said originally with the other thing, It definitely, hopefully, has a break-in period where these components seem to loosen up in the adjustment part of this. So I got a little nervous with the back extension and my Philly accent came out. So these two are the rollers which keep you in place for the Nordic curls as well as the back extension. But this roller here actually comes completely off to be able to do split squats on the other side of the Nordic Back Extension version 2. I like this plate. This resembles the Force USA leg press plate or any other leg press plate. It's got a nice laser etched logo right here. And also it's very strong and durable. It's overbuilt. Like I said, everything seems to be overbuilt. I'm a size 13 and my foot fits really, really good in this. Now, with these two pads and everything, one thing I wished, and I don't know if you can kind of just do it on your own, I wish this machine, and I'll say at the end, had a sissy squat function or an attachment to put a pad or take that pad and make this into a sissy squat. You still might be able to do it, but there's no way I can think of the pad coming straight up right there. And I'm in the market for a sissy squat machine to help me with squats. And this, if it had it, would have been really, really awesome. All right, so we're gonna put this in the split squat position. See how we have a little jam up right there? I just want to show this kind of stuff in real time because, oh man. See, this is the frustrating part about this. I gotta show it all. Even the stuff that isn't pretty, but that's where the jam up point is. Like I said, I hope that is a break-in period. I know I'm saying it ad nauseum, but that's very frustrating with a back injury. So make sure the knob's up here. That was my mistake right there. And now it is high enough. So you have plenty of room to do a split squat. So there is a correct way, which I was looking up there. The correct way is this knob needs to be towards the ceiling. If it's the other way, which you can see the holes are the same, you cannot do the adjustment up and down. And also that point right there will handle this. So I thought I would want a longer tube, but it's actually perfect. It's user error. So that's on me. That one's on me. Okay, we are in a good position for a split squat, and I really do stink at these, if not suck at these, which means I really need to do them. I'm doing a little bit of an assisted one where I'm holding on to the flexicon. I could put my foot out maybe a little bit, but the comfort level right there is actually really, really good. And I am holding on to the flexicon, so it's definitely a modified assisted version. I'm actually using the tip of the flexicon to show. Okay, that's good right there. Legs are not my strong suit, so this is definitely something, and most people say split squats are actually better than regular squats, and I can definitely feel it everywhere right there. So just remember, have this facing up with the knob and you're good to go. So between the Nordic curls and the split squats, those are the two exercises that I'm most interested in doing out of everything the Nordic Back Extension version 2 does. So overall, what are my initial thoughts? And I say initial thoughts and initial review because I will do an updated review as I feel better in my road to recovery and can add exercises in that road to recovery in my training regimen. Right now, Nordic curls, split squats, just for that, this thing is awesome. But the only false advertising from TibBarGuy, they call it a 4-in-1. It does a lot more than 4 exercises. You can do sit-ups, hip thrusts, you can do the oblique crunches, you can do a whole bunch of different things with this. Reverse hypers, you can use a band, you can use plates, you can use a barbell, things I probably would never do. I'm just right now on the second most modified level of Nordic curls. So I definitely need to strengthen my lower body and especially my spine. And this here with all the clunkiness that I talked about, which with a converged device, no matter what the brand, what the model, who's making it, when it's converged to do 4 or more exercises in one piece of equipment, you are going to have a little bit of clunkiness going from one to another, setting it up. And of course, I may still be in that break-in period. So trying to put this down flat from, say, the modified position or the back extension position, when you get to about 25 degrees, it starts to stick. And no matter what I do, it's just tough to do that. So hopefully it'll break in and sort of be looser and work better as I use them more, because I definitely plan to use them more. Also, some safety issues like I talked about when you're bringing it down into a back extension position. If you get your finger in that part, there is a piece of metal that could jam it up, cut your finger. So please be careful. Like I said, lift the pad up and it will be a smoother track to lower it into a back extension position. Also make note that user error, you definitely want that knob on top when going into that split squat position. So this essentially was a learning experience for me up to this point and during the review, and hopefully it avoids any kind of potential injury or just owies on your part, or makes it more efficient for you to use. So my overall conclusion, and I should mention the price, $600. This thing does a ton of stuff for $599, and I definitely think it's worth every penny, even with all the other things that I essentially kind of split hairs on, but wanted to make you as informed as I became using it more and more. And even during the course of this review, discovering certain little things that may be deal makers or a deal breaker for you. In my opinion, too many deal makers. I recommend this. This thing is awesome, and we will have updated reviews, and also during the course of full workouts, or maybe just use this in a full workout scenario with split squats, hip thrust, and Nordic curls. Just doing that alone would be an amazing leg workout. My only wish list would be if there was an attachment or something to create a sissy squat exercise out of this, even if it's over here and this pad has something, or a separate pad that you can buy in addition to this to make this a sissy squat in some form, or on this side, that would be awesome. Oh, I forgot to talk about the most important thing. This stores vertically, so let's do that right now. Bring it up right here, and there we go. So hands off camera. So that is about it. This is pretty awesome. Goes right up against the wall. To do all the exercises and then put it in a vertical position to save space. Even more recommended. I recommended it like 2 minutes ago. So that's about it. We have an affiliate link in the description below. If you decide to get this, it does help support the channel, and sometimes you save money when you use those affiliate links. But I definitely recommend the Nordic Back Extension version 2. And that's about it. Most importantly, thank you for watching this video. God bless each and every one of you. Have a great day.